I wasn't expecting a flood. I hit the live button and, well, that happened. So, let me carry you around here. When I say it came a flood, it came out of nowhere instantly. Like that quick. Whew. So I had to run out there and roll my windows up on my pickup. So I want to show you this big old mess. Like my shop looks like Katrina come through it. So for those of y'all that didn't see my Instagram, that's what color the transmission fluid is in this Allison. Looks like Pepto-Bismol. So finally talked to customer into getting another transmission, and I'm like, all right, you're gonna have to replace the radiator because obviously the cooler's bad. So there's what that looked like when we drained the radiator out, right? So the radiator won't be here tomorrow, so we're kind of in a holding pattern on the dirty mats. But he was going to bypass the radiator and just use the standalone transmission cooler. And I finally talked him out of that. Finally. $270 or whatever for a radiator. So that's where we're at now. So we can actually fix it the right way. But it's a mess. Bad. Cool. That's a good deal on those. So I want to show y'all how big of a mess that I got. This is some of the tools just from that job out. I've got some more tossed here. And these things are fabulous, guys. These Mueller cups, nut cups or whatever. You can see how they're made, so you can set them down. They got the lip on the bottom. And I apologize for the rain being so loud, but it's pouring like piss out of a boot here today. But these things are great, man. You just chunk your stuff in there. You ain't got to worry about it. You just chunk it in there. Like I just dropped that one. But just chunk it in there. So I use the matting on the lid for all of the various stuff like that. Y'all want to see some redneckery right here? Like, so I'm here by myself, right, pulling a transmission. So I didn't want to fool with taking the brace loose with the torsion bars. So obviously I got to do something with the transfer case, right? So look what we do. Put the strap up there. Let that hold it. And bam, we're sitting right there. Till I get the new trans installed and right back in she goes. But like on this side, you can see these nut cuts are absolutely perfect. Perfect. So, and then my poor old cart, it's a disaster from all the crap today. Like I ain't even picked nothing up yet. I've just chunked stuff up here, chunked stuff in the top. I ain't wiped nothing off. So for all you guys that say you've never seen my tools dirty, you can see them today because they haven't been wiped down yet. But like I say, I do apologize for it being so loud, but it's raining like hell here, so there ain't much I can do about that. But it wasn't raining when I hit the live button, so I had to run out and roll my windows up. It's actually been really nice today. It's probably 75-ish, I guess. We got a good breeze blowing through the shop. It's great. So, no, Josh, I'm good. I enjoy doing it all by myself. So, I hadn't converted my orange one for shop use yet because I got to get another one of these liter hoses. So I did use the old green one that I've had. And I'm going to tell you, for tight spots, this Astro Nano angle, that's a bad dude. Works really well. So, big mess, but we had the radiator here and get all that button back up, and it's got an AC issue. I got to figure out what's going on with it, but get that radiator in tomorrow, hopefully in the morning, get it shoved back in, and get started with stabbing the trans back in if they get it to me tomorrow. So the R2 leads is just for the convenience of not having all that crap in the way. Like, you know, it allows you to swivel, and you don't have the, you know, the big end up here, and it's just more flexible, easy to piddle with. Makes it better, and you don't unplug it like you do a lot of times when you have the just shoved in the end. Bunch of vintage snap-on tools. Cool. I got an old scrap iron ratchet. It's old. Old. That's one of my older snap-on ratchets. So, I think on the Mac Toolbox deal, I think they're at about 80 right now. So I know some guys have been leaving comments on some of the other videos asking about the number of tickets that's been sold. And I think he said it was around 80, so it's over halfway done for the big blue Titan box. Stainless top, 12 foot long with power. I've got a couple of Stairwell tools, not a whole bunch, just a couple. And but anyway, I figure the Mac chances will probably sell out way before the Meetup gets here, at the rate they're going anyway, because they are selling them off the truck as well as selling them off the videos. So, if you guys are wanting to get in on that $30-something thousand toolbox for $100 bill, you better not wait long, because it won't be there. Well, I don't know. I got kind of mixed feelings on the Milwaukee stuff. A lot of people have good luck with them. I think maybe they've had bad batches. I don't know. I've had a lot of bad luck with mine. But not many people push them to 1,400 foot-pounds either when they're brand new, like I did in the video. We did 1400, and then we tried to see if it would do more and went up to 1450 with it. So that was the issue with mine. Like, it broke right out of the box pretty much because of what we done to it. And then I think they tried to repair some stuff, maybe with the plastic housing inside, and I think it was something else majorly broke from the big test that we did on it. But my Milwaukee stubbies, I've had a lot of trouble out of them holding the batteries, the main thing. So that's been my number one issue with the Milwaukee stubbies. And the ratchets, I just don't like the ratchets, the electric ratchets at all. I don't like to paddle on them, and they don't have the power like a snap-on has either. And I don't know, I'm just not a fan of their electric ratchets. I like all the snap-ons better. Go back and see. There's Kevin Bayless right there. The man that makes me work. What kind of lights are you currently using? Man, there's one kind of work light, in my opinion. Let me show you the one that's actually on charge while the other one is being in use. The Astro 52 SL. That one's being charged while this one over here is being used. And you can almost make it through a whole day with them being used. They're well worth the money. Probably the best lights ever. I love these lights. Turn y'all around so you can see. That's what it looks like. Of course, this is the side that goes onto that wireless charger that you've seen. Power on and off, and this switches from one side to the other. It's got a light on the tip. Magnet base with a hook. This is also a magnet over here. As you can see, it's got a really bright tip light. As you can see up under here, and then you mash the button. And then switch sides and turn both of them on. Like, that's a good light for sure. And you see the battery still halfway. Very good lights for the money. And if you buy two of them, like I say, you can have one charging while you're using the other one. So it makes it a lot easier. Are you going to showcase the Japanese tool? Astro underhood light's probably the best underhood light I've seen, just because it's such a low. Like, I bang my head on the snap-on a lot. Like, every time I use it, I get frustrated. I knock my cap off, all that crap, just because it hangs down so low. And the Astro's a lot lower profile. Way lower profile than the other one. It's the sets, obviously, with the one ratchet there, but the other Nepros is in this drawer. I just cut them out and put them in the foam instead of being in the longest one there. But like, this is my go-to 1/2 inch, obviously, as you can tell by the use on it. That's pretty much, I use that one and this one out of this drawer, and that's the two that I use more than anything in this drawer. And if you look, all of them's had use on them. You know, I just clean them up where they look good to go back in the foam, because I don't want the, you know, like here you can still see some of the grease on the foam, so I try to clean them up where they look nice in here. Of Because like I said, this is more of a collection drawer other than that one that I use. And this is the one that actually turned me on to soft grips here. This is old bluegrass that my uncle gave me back when I was real young. Still works great, fine tooth. But you can see how comfort grips have definitely evolved over the years. But that was kind of started my love affair with comfort grips right there. And like I say, I use that Matco, and then I've got a 1/4 inch Matco that's over here. That's my next most used. It's over here. But this is my most used ratchet out of all of them. Like, I love this 12-inch lock-in flex head. Really good ratchet. That's my favorite one out of the 3/8. Yes, I have the ball bearing ratchets. I have the 3/8 and the 1/4 snap on, and I do not like them. Just because you don't have the click like you do with the rest of them. They're smooth as can be, but when you're in a place and you can't put your hand on it, like you can't see it, you can't tell if it's just free spinning or you're actually ratcheting it in. So I don't like them. I tried them. I got them in the box over there in like the ratchet collection drawer, but I'm not a fan. The best sockets made are the gray pneumatic duo sockets, in my opinion. That way one set does the work of two. They're thin, made to use on an impact. But I don't ever it there has an impact socket on it. I always use impact sockets. But the man, I don't know. I've heard debates. Oh, you got to have chrome to get in places. I haven't seen that. Impact sockets aren't as thick as they used to be, but especially the duo sockets, man, they're thin like chrome, and they don't hurt to use on an impact. So hammer them bitches all you want. They'll take it. They're tough. They're really good sockets. I like the dead blow style, like what Snap-on has is my favorite hammer. Actually, the double face hammer, the one I just got a couple of weeks ago, is actually my favorite hammer now out of all of my hammers. It's a really good hammer. I'll show it to you. I like it better than a ball peen because really I don't need the ball portion. But it seems like that was the only thing that my dealer had on his truck. So, if you like that style hammer, you gotta have the ball on it. And I didn't like the ball, but that's what he had to offer until I found this one a couple of weeks ago. I really like it. It's a little bit shorter handle, dual striking face. Like, this is a good hammer. The part number is HSSD32. You can see the grips, it's different. It don't have the soft rubber. You see how they're made different. But I don't ever use the ball, so it's kind of just a waste. And this one, you have a small flat side and a larger flat side. So I actually like that a lot. But I use this size hammer a good bit. It's a 16-ounce. I like it. So it just depends kind of on what you're working on. But the double face hammer is a lot nicer hammer than the ball peen, in my opinion, because I don't need the ball. So, what tailgate tech? Tailgate Tech. Time for a cigar. But I wish Matco would come back out with these handles versus the new ones. The new style, like this. I don't like these handles at all. They feel so cheap. You know, I like this one better. And I think this is the last of the Mohegans that I have left out of the set. I broke the rest of them, and to me, this is just a better feeling handle. I like the way it's got the thumb notch, and I like the actual rubber on it better than this one. This one's a lot thinner, and it don't have that groove, and it's got plastic versus rubber. And this plastic is really, or rubber is really, I don't know, it's a different feel. It feels cheaper to me, and I like the old style better. Like, this style is way more comfortable. I like the beefiness of it, but it's a lot better. And I've got the Max set, and I thought I'd like the Max set, but they're so dadgum long from here to here. You know, they're like up to here. They're so long, you can't put them in a roll cart or anything. So you have to put them in like their own dedicated drawer because the handles are so long and they're thin. I thought I would like them until I bought them, and then I didn't. Of course, I bought the little bitty pry bars. Sit up here, y'all trying to fall over. I bought, the small pry bars. This and actually like the handles, but when you get into a decent size 20-inch pry bar, the freaking handle's as long as as the shaft. So I don't know. I like the old style Matco way better than any other style. I feel like they're more comfortable to use. They feel better in your hand. They're a beefier, thicker, more girthy bad boy is what they are. Snap on a Milwaukee for impact wrench and 1/2 inch. Milwaukee's cheaper. Milwaukee's got a better warranty. I've had a lot of trouble out of mine, but I know a lot of people that haven't had trouble at them at all. So I think it's just kind of a crapshoot on what kind of quality you'll get from Milwaukee. Snap on. They actually have Matco over there. It's Matco in the UK. I think they're just few and far between. But I don't know, man. It's kind of a crapshoot with Milwaukee how good of a quality one you're gonna get when you order it. Like, I think mine was a dud out of the box when I pushed it to 1,400 foot-pounds in that test. That pretty much sealed its fate in life, and it sucked since then. So. The job on the shed is a transmission job, and we're having to replace the transmission cooler on it. As far as a 3/8 impact, obviously I'm a Snap-on CT 761 fan, and I'm a firm believer if it don't get it loose, get a 1/2 inch air gun. I love that impact. It's thin, real lightweight, strong. It's a very good impact for the money. Yeah, I think my Milwaukee 1/2 inch stubby was born special ed. But this is my favorite out of all the battery impacts. I love these. I own a bunch of these. I think I own 5 of them. I got 2 laying out here, as you can see. Thank you very much, Patrick, with the Hey You super sticker. I love these, and like I say, and I'm a believer, if these right here won't get it loose, don't stress. and go get one of these. And if that don't get it loose, go get the big one. You know, that's exactly what I told Michael the other day when we was on the truck. I was like, look, if your impact won't get it loose, if it's not bad enough, I'll find one that will. You know, it's that simple, you know. I mean, I'm not going to stress over that. I'll just get a bigger, better impact. Somebody makes one. But right here is a good size comparison that you can see between the Milwaukee stubby 3/8. Great gun. The batteries will just fall out and break. Like, that's a terrible design right here. They need to put a bra or a jock strap around it where they'll keep the batteries in. But you can see it's a very small impact. But usually you can get away with this area because of the, you know, all those universal joints and stuff that's available. My deal is fitting it in somewhere. And this way is the difference. Obviously, the boot adds a good bit of girth to it, but you can see the difference in thickness between them. I just prefer the slimness here to get down in places versus the length. And there's not, I mean, it's not a huge difference in length of them. As you can see, everybody's like, oh, it's so much shorter, it's so much shorter. It's really not that much shorter, you know. I mean, it is and it ain't. So, to me, I'd rather have the thinness versus the length. But obviously, this one's way stronger. Milwaukee's way stronger, like twice as strong. But I prefer this one. It works. It never tears up. It always works flawlessly without any issues. And I like it. I like the trigger because on rusty crap, you can go back and forth, and break stuff loose without having to break bolts off. I do like the Brute long neck. Obviously, you see the regular long neck out. I like the regular one better than I do the Brute because of the speed of it. The Brutes in the box, you know, I break them loose manually when I use an electric ratchet and then use them to speed the nuts or bolts out just because of the ease of it, you know. If it's in an area where you can't ratchet it, I'll get the Brute. But most of the time, you can break it loose manually and then use the use the ratchet itself to speed whip it out, you know. So that's my theory behind it. I mean, my Brute is here, but let me go. I got my long neck on the car next door in the other shop. Let me go grab it and I'll show you. It was the original version, whatever you call the short neck, not the long neck version. You see, here's another CT761, and here's the other ratchet. Like, I'm a huge fan of the Snap-on CT761. Huge fan. So let me show it to you. And like I say, it's got a ton of use on it. It's silver. It's not black anymore. Obviously, it's clean. Let's clean them up. But you can see the wire that's on it, and still hanging in there. But this was my favorite for a long time until the long neck came out. And then once the long neck came out, obviously, I like it better because you can see the difference in reach. And the longer it is, the easier it is to break stuff loose. And I also have the little 1/4 inch. But another CT761. But the I don't know, man. If I can't get where I can ratchet it, I will grab the Brute. But those are few and far between. I prefer the long neck regular just because it's so much faster. It's twice as fast, seems like, than, than the other one. I've got a, I've got a Carlisle air impact. I've got a 1 inch gun, and it's a really good gun. I like it a lot. It's a very lightweight gun for the size, and I mean, it's strong. It's the pistol style. My favorite wrench set for a for the money is probably the Mac Precision when you get them on sale. They're a great buy for the money, and you get a lot of different sizes, and the cases work well. Like in the shop, I've got those on the service truck, and in the shop I have my Snap-on sets because I already had those. And then I got the new Matco long reach sets. I keep them in this box. I don't know, man. We probably got 150, 160. I don't know. Whatever, whatever the compressor will max out at. We turned it up as high as it'll go without damaging anything. But, look, I don't care to blow the guts out of an impact. They're pretty cheap to rebuild. I do drain the water out of it weekly, and we do have a water separator on it, so that helps. But Napa, the Carlisle impacts are good impacts. I don't think they actually manufacture them. I think they have them made, but that's mine. It's just got like bits and air hammer bits, chisels, punches, just crap like that. It's got a lot of electrical stuff in it, heat shrink and solder pellets and connections, copper lugs for brake cable ends. Got a punch and chisel roll in it, a chisel holder. It keeps a lot of crap, like cut off wheels, dielectric grease, that kind of stuff in it. Man, the most reliable torque wrench, in my opinion, or the one that's my favorite, is the split beam. Mine's Snap-on, but I think Precision Torque made those then for Snap-on. I don't know who makes them now, but I like them. I like that. The click style are good, but I prefer the split beam. I have it in 3/8 and half, and then my 3/4 split beam. Man, we're good, we're good, we're good. Enjoying this cool weather. Nice day. But I've got a door. That's the one that I use for, when we do wheels. I prefer that one. I like the way it's made. And I don't know. It's just a nice torque wrench the way it's made. And it's really affordable. But it's my favorite to do wheels with. Yes, the rain stopped finally. It just now stopped. I don't like Cornwell ratchets. I like fine tooth, smooth ratchets. Not a Cornwell ratchet fan. I've got a couple of the wrenches that are really nice, and some of the crow's feet that are well made, I think. And I got a couple of their tools, not a whole lot of them. Of course, Joe quit being a Cornwell guy a long time, so he had one. And dude, Joe was kind of the dealer that he had some stuff on his truck, but he was bad about having just the basics on his truck. And obviously, most guys had all the basics before, they work anywhere. So it was kind of hard to Cool, Chris Sam. Yeah, I think they've sold 80 of the tickets. So they're over halfway on that in the first week. Not even tomorrow. No, Thursday will be the first week. So they're selling really well on those Titan box. Actually, I talked about that earlier. Hey man, whatever toolbox you like is what you need to get. I would focus on the tools more than the box because any box can hold your tools and make you money. So, I would focus on using that student discount to get tools versus a box because you can buy a US General box and make a lot of money out of it for a long time. But what's in the box is what makes the money. So don't get hooked on spending all your money on a toolbox versus the stuff that goes in it. Connor Davis, I missed your thoughts on Snap-on quality. Do you think the quality has gone down? What are your thoughts on Koken? I don't know anything about Koken at all. The first Japanese tool that I ever got was the Vampire tools that they sent me. And I think their extractor socket or extractor pliers are awesome. The 8-inch extraction pliers work really well. So that was my first Japanese tool ever. And then obviously I wanted Nepros wrenches and a ratchet for a long time just because of the way they look. You guys know I got a kind of a ratchet fetish. And I'm a sucker for pretty chrome. So, I bought the first 2 or maybe 3, I can't remember, Nepros ratchets. And I did the video on them. But I'm pleased with the quality of them, so I would figure Koken would be just as good as anybody else. But as far as Snap-on quality, I don't know that it's went down. No, everybody's not off at the shop. I'm the only one here, like always. But anyway, I think it's more other companies have stepped up their game and quality versus Snap-on quality going down. Because used to, unless you bought pretty much tool truck tools back in the day, you had to have SK or something like that to compete. And now it's like everybody, like take Capri Tools for example, they're a very inexpensive made tool company, are very inexpensive tools, but they're really good tools. They last really well. Like I beat the living hell out of some Capri sockets, and they're still going fine. And I think that's kind of the deal. Like other companies have stepped their game up a lot, and it's made Snap-on not look as impressive as it used to. Maybe that's the best way to answer that. And two, I think people has realized that there's other choices, because used to Snap-on was known as kind of the king of tools, and maybe that's not truly the case. Who has the best tool warranty? That's very simple. Whatever tool dealer that you get along with the best, because all tools, face it guys, every tool dealer could deny you warranty and say you abused it if they wanted to. So whatever tool dealer you get along with the best, brand you need to buy. Like I'm fortunate because all of our guys are good guys, and I think even if we took a ratchet on there and it was obvious that we beat it with a hammer, my guys would warranty it, but that's not the case for everybody. Yeah, it's kind of what I just said there. Talking about Snap-on quality go down or other companies go up. See, I missed some stuff here. You're right. The interwebs did bring a lot of light to and I think it brought a lot of transparency too. When hey, Lyle makes this, or hey, Lang makes this. I think it brought a lot of transparency to the world of the tools, which is a good thing for the end user because it gives you an option at that point. Like if you can pay in full, yeah, buy it off the internet. You know, it's not going to be something like if it's going to be something you're going to break a lot. You know, obviously you'd be better off to buy that from your tool truck, and that way, when it does break, it's easier to warranty. Instinct soft grips are better than hard grips. I don't like the Instinct soft grips. I've got them. I've got them in this box behind me, and I'm just not really a fan of them. Um, it's all personal preference. I mean, at the end of the day, it is. One of the things why I don't like about um, why I don't like about the Snap-on is they just replaced the blade. I think that's kind of shitty. You know, you spend that kind of money on the tool. Like at the end of the day, really, how much is that plastic grip costing them? You're spending 200 something plus dollars on a set of screwdrivers. Just give me a new screwdriver, right? So I like the feel of the Matco better than I do the Snap-on. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the stripping the guts out of the screwdriver and give me the same crappy handle back. But as far as the most comfortable and they work really well screwdriver, I think Wera is probably the best screwdriver as far as what I have anyway. I really like the way the Weras are, but I prefer the feel of the Matco handle. Manitoba, Canada. That's a long way. I was reading the comment about Matco Michael and keeping a toolbox. Matco Michael likes to make money. You know, I think that's the issue. He's afraid if he pulls it off the truck and he carries it home, puts his tools in it, somebody will want a box. And you know, Matco Michael is strictly business. So, South Wales, UK. Yeah, I know there's a couple of Matco dealers that's in the UK now. So. Just met with my Mac guy. He's got the 90 tooth, half-inch flex head ratchet. Yeah, I like Wera a lot too on their screw. This is Banana Ice or something like that. It's made by the same company that makes Jam Monster and all that. I think it's called Fruit Monster or some crap. I don't know. I bought like 30 bottles of it. Because every time I buy it and I find a juice that I like, our little bitty vape shop here, he'll sell out of the whatever he buys, and then he wants you to buy other stuff in there. So he just want to order what you like again. So I just went on the internet and bought a whole bunch of this Banana Ice. And that way I don't have to deal with it, because it's a pain in the ass when you run out and you go up there and they don't have what you want. San Antonio, Texas. Every time I hear that, I think about the Pace Picante commercials that they used to have. Jello wrestling competition. That's funny. Well, we're gonna have a good time to get together. Like, I've got a really good band. I mean, a really good band that's going to play. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that event to take place. So. A soft closed box. Man, I don't know, dude. If you're wanting it for a van, I would look at the, honestly, the Montezuma. It's hard to beat those Montezuma boxes for mobile toolboxes. They're really good. there you go. I hadn't talked to Bill in, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. The Montezumas just work. Man, they work. And it's easy to load and unload if you need to. I really like those boxes. I looked at a Husky box before I ordered that box. I looked at every single, pretty much toolbox made. Bill took another job. Like, I feel like every time somebody asks me that, it's a troll just trying to stir up some crap. Because, like, Bill's been gone for a long time. Long time. And if you watch the videos enough to know Bill's name, and you haven't seen a video since Bill left, then you really don't watch the videos. I don't know how it works mounting a Montezuma box on the wall, because when you load them down, they're heavy. They're heavy as crap. Man, I ain't seen Thomas in a long time. Yeah, those Montezuma boxes are extremely heavy. If you fill every peg and each hook and use the storage under there, it's they're heavy. Oh no, man, I done got used to it now. You know how it is. It's kind of like getting a new car. You know, the first couple of times you come out there and see it, you're like, woo, that's my car. And it's just like, oh well. Reasonably priced slide top tool cart, man. That's stuff that goes together like it's like jewelry and cheap jewelry. Like there ain't no such thing. I think the Mac cart's a little cheaper than the Snap-on cart, but I like the features on the Snap-on cart better. But I'd never ever go back to a flip top. Actually, the guy that owns Michael Boone's truck, me and him talked last night. As a matter of fact, because he has ordered the new big Maximizer white with blue trim roll cart. And he's going to have it here for the meetup if they get it built in time and shipped and all of this stuff, you know. And he's just banking that I'm going to take that cart. I'm going to buy that cart. So I talked to him last night, you know. I was like, well, what's it going to cost? Because he bought it at some show, you know, and it was like 8% off, blah, blah, blah. So me and him was talking about it. I was like, so is it a stainless steel slide top or a bed liner? Oh no, it's not a slide top. Oh, I'm out, cuz. I don't care if it's $500. I ain't interested. I will never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever go back to a flip top cart. Yeah, Extreme Tools has a nice, like the one Joe ordered for that guy, it's nice. But I don't know. Man, that orange cart over there, that cart's hard to beat, dude. It's a good cart, like a damn good cart. I like all the features of it. I like how easy it is to roll. I like the storage under the slides. Like, that is a damn good cart. Very good cart. I don't know that I would change anything other than adding some way to lock the pry bars in it. You know, because like me, it don't matter. Like, I leave my crap laying all over the shop. But if I worked in a dealership or, you know, something like that, I would want to be able to lock my stuff up. And that one, you can't put any long pry bars in it. That's the only negative. But they could come up with something to hang on the side of that or mount on the side where you could put your pry bars in it and secure them that way. But that's the only negative I have with that box at all. Like, man, you can't ask for one to roll any better across the shop. It's perfect, you know. It's perfect. Like, it's honestly, if you got a little slant in your garage floor, you have to lock the wheels because it'll go on down the road without you. No, Joe's supposed to get it back. I believe it was today. A cheap pry bar set, man. I just get you know, probably some made by Wild. They're USA made, or Mayhew. I don't know. Say Joe, he keeps saying it's under Ford warranty, Ford warranty, Ford warranty. It's not an Ford warranty. He bought the warranty as an extended warranty program when he bought the truck through Ford. But it's an aftermarket warranty. And that's where Joe's having most of his issues, because that warranty company is saying you got to do this, 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 and this, and this. And that's what's dragging ass to get it taken care of. But now that warranty company did put him a motor in that van last year. And then I think, it was last year. And then obviously this year he's having a new transmission put in it. But they got a lot of hoops you have to jump through. So, but we do know for a fact that there was three or four, how many ever Joe said torque converters was put in that truck. A buddy of mine knows a guy that works there and straight up asked him, and he's like, yep, that is 100% true. They put 3 or 4 torque converters in that truck because that's what's required by this company that the warranty is going through. And I guess they had to get Ford involved this time with a transmission deal, because maybe that warranty company wouldn't want to replace the transmission. I don't know, but it's all 100% true what Joe's saying. You work at Napa? Yeah, I work at Napa. What the hell kind of question is that? You buy parts from Napa, you get plenty of Napa t-shirts and caps and crap. Like, I got mouse pads and calculators, all kind of junk with Napa on that. Snap-on flex head versus Matco flex head, 1/2 inch ratchets. Absolutely, there's a huge difference. I'll show you. Because I just happen to have them right here. Right here, both of them are lock and flex head, as you can see by this big old humpback whale that's sticking out here on the back of it. Big Humpty Dumpty. And there's the Matco. You can see which one of them you think gets used more. Let's just go down to the heads. It's easier to tell by the heads, right? Which one do you think gets used more? Obviously, I have a couple of these. This is number 2 or 3 of the ones that I do have. This is the newest one, by the way. Why do I like this Matco ratchet over this snap-on ratchet? Now, the snap-on ratchet's stronger. There's no doubt. This ratchet will take more weight than this ratchet. This is thicker than this. It's just a beefier, heavier handle on it. This ratchet will hold more weight than this one. Why do I prefer this one? Because when I want to lock or unlock it, it's simple here. Easy to do, right? Bam. With this one, you pull it down and you move it over here if you want to use a flex head, right? You don't just leave the switch flipped like you do with this one. Get it up in somewhere and you barely bump it. You said it's barely touched that thing, it locks. So you don't have a flex head anymore. You have to pull it back over and push it to the right. Well, then you can, make it flexible again. Well, obviously, if you're trying to get in a tight space and get it flexed, you go in there, you're going to bump that every time. And it don't take nothing to bump that thing. Like, probably the weight of this will probably do it. But anyway, you'll bump it. You'll lock it, then you go to cussing because it's locked and you want it to be floppy, right? That's like the best differences as far as ease of use that I can show you. But in my opinion, this design is strong. It works good. Yes, we've broken one and Hamilton has had to warranty it. Like we broke it here in the weak point. This is going to be the weak point of the ratchet right here, these two ears. But that's where we broke it. The head broke off of it. Same way the Matco ratchet failed. They had issues with our dealer. It broke here. Actually, it broke here is where it broke in this part. But either way, you know, strong ratchet. But if you're going to use it for a lock and flex head like it's intended and you want to use it in a flex head position, this is going to hit and you're going to cuss and you're not going to be happy and you're going to be pissed off. This one, you're never going to do that unless you actually physically flip it. So, just my nickel's worth of knowledge. That's a how I see it. So it is what it is. String Bean, I heard you say something about the tub of towels. My Walmart or Lowe's doesn't have tub of towels. Go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone, because our Walmart always sells out of tub of towels like super quick. Partially because when I see them, I buy every tub they have because they only have 6 tubs, which is one case, right? So, anyway, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Napa, pretty much all the parts stores carry it, and they'll have the 90 count, and they'll be about $13.99 a box. So, and they work and they last, and it's a good value for the money. So. I don't know that song, Phil Vasher's song. Before I went to tool trucks, I did what most people do. I had stuff that I could pick up from Napa. I've got a lot of Black Hawk stuff because our CarQuest used to have Black Hawk. I had a few S&K stuff, not a whole lot of SK. I had a lot of the just Craftsman tools because we had a Sears close by and you could go in there and you'd catch stuff on sale like the extra large rent sets or whatever. Like I'll show you this set that I bought probably maybe 3 years ago. Like all of those are Craftsman, the shallow and deep. And I got that set on sale at Sears and it wasn't much, man. I think it was around like $40 that they had those, because Sears always run good promos and stuff. So I picked up that set there and they were super cheap. That's like this set here. These are older Craftsman and 3/4 inch drive. Like I picked those up, like I always went to Sears, and when they'd have stuff that I didn't have and it was marked down on clearance, obviously I'd pick it up. And this one has one that we warranted out not long ago, and they still actually honor the warranty, believe it or not. We broke that on Matco Michael's truck, so that's why it looks different. And we warranted this one out, but they'll still honor the warranty. And like all of these, when our Sears was closing down, I didn't need them because I already have, other sockets. But they had these on almost like a giveaway sale. It was dirt cheap, and this set was hardly nothing. I didn't give much for it. And we actually we could have used this one on the crank pulley to get the torque motor bolts out, but like they was real cheap, so I bought them up, not expecting we'd ever have a warranty, because at the time we thought Craftsman was a done deal, that was going out of business, and there would be no more Craftsman. But thankfully, they didn't. But I had the full entire wrench set of Craftsman, and then I ended up taking those home when I bought this snap-on set. That was my first set of SAE. Of course, everything in this box is SAE except for a few metrics. And then these are Blue Point here. So, but that was like my original set, but I just replaced them with Snap-on. And then all the sockets and stuff. And then I had the, the metric kit that they offer. Because, that's the thing with Lowe's or Craftsman that have everything in cases, right? So you'd have like a 1/4-inch case, and you have the 3/8 case, and then you'd have the 1/2-inch case. And then, of course, 3/4 if you wanted that. But they didn't have them together where you had the metric and standard. So you'd have like a black case that have all your standard in it, and a gray case that had the metrics or whatever the colors were. I don't remember. It's been a long time ago. But you'd have 8 different cases to end up with a full tool set and the sockets. And they came with a crappy raised panel. The ones I'm talking about, like the Ratchets that nobody ever really liked that I know of. The raised panel Craftsman. So that's where it started. Well, Craftsman's actually trying to come back. Stanley Black & Decker bought them out. They're building the new plant outside of Fort Worth, Texas. So they're going to try to bring a lot of that back to the USA. And I kind of hope they do. It's going to be great to have Craftsman made back here because, fact of the matter is, whose dad or granddad, didn't have Craftsman tools? And that was a pride thing to those guys. Like mechanics still had Snap-on. And that was like their prideful thing to be able to have Snap-on. But a lot of your home guys, like if you had Craftsman, man, you had the shit. Like he's the man because you had to set a full. Craftsman was a back in the day. Well, obviously you haven't seen all of my videos because I've got videos of how to wheels on a BMW. I've got, you can go to the how-to and playlist, and there's a lot of videos of us working. The fact of the matter is, guys, you have to remember, you have to look at everything. Like when you look at my channel, I try to put really good content in. I try to make sure the camera angles are good. I try to make sure the lighting's good. I try to make sure it's a good, clear video. Because face it, who wants to watch a video where a guy's like, let me show you here. This is how a lot of them look. Guys, so we're going to work over here, and we're going to do this. And, like, can y'all see that? Oh, no. You can't see that because my hands is in the way. Like, I try to make them look as good as I can. And it takes time to set up lights. It takes time to set up tripods. And you have to make sure the camera's in there where you can see where the bolts are. And then obviously you got to move the camera angle when you pull something off so you can show how it works. I don't have time. Like, YouTube is not like the end all be all for me. I don't like get up every morning going, woo, I can't wait to make a YouTube video. I do this because I like to do it. I don't like, it makes no sense to me why I would take a simple job like that cam. Like a guy actually asked me to do the video of those cam seals for him. He's like, can you please do this video for me? I tried to talk him through it on the phone, right? So I'm like, yeah, if one comes in, and I will be damned if one didn't come in like the next week. Ladies was leaking on the same exact kind of car that he was asking me about. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. A job that would normally take you like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to do, took a lot longer. It took me longer to set up the camera angles and get it back there behind the valve cover so you could see what was going on because of the firewall in the way, and wiring harnesses and AC lines and heater hoses and all this to get everything set. And I don't use a phone. Like, obviously I'm using a phone right now to do a live stream. I use an actual camera to shoot my videos. So I'm trying to get a tripod and an arm and all this crap out, and you gotta have light, I ain't got time for that. Like, I did that video, and it probably took an hour and a half just because I was doing the video. And man, I don't have time. If YouTube repair videos is what you're always after, go subscribe to Chris Fix or some of them guys that have all day long to shoot a YouTube video on how to change a tire, how to put a spark plug in. Like, I did videos for what I could do when we could do them, when it didn't disrupt business. But I'm not in the market to pull a truck in here and spend all day long on shooting a video on how to change a radiator on a Duramax, how to do, like, there's already, those videos is already out there. All you gotta do is type it in your search bar. There's a video on how to do anything. Like, I don't have time to do all that. And honestly, I don't want to do all that. Like, that's way too much work. Like, yeah, if I just shot everything with my cell phone, shove it up there and do it, if it's clear, it's clear. If it's not focused, it's not focused. Who cares? It wouldn't bother me, you know? But I'm not that guy. Like, I want to do it. If I'm going to spend the time to do it, I want it to look like somebody spent the time to do it. So, it is what it is. What is the biggest breaker bar you have? I have a snap-on breaker bar that's pretty long. I don't know, 36 inches or 40 inches, I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, I never use it. Never, ever use it. Nope. I just hit it with a ratchet. And if I can't get it with a ratchet, I don't even do that first. I try to get an impact in there. If I can't get an impact in there, then I will use a ratchet. And then I'll put a cheater pipe on it. That's why my handle looks like it does on the ratchets I use. Cool, Ryan. I had to change out 6 motors in the past 2 weeks because Jiffy Lube forgot to add oil. Same location too. Man. Are y'all replacing them with new engines or same roughly mileage engines? Because, you know, that could be a blessing for some folks. You know, like, it's got the Hemis that's already having problems, or the Chevrolets that's having DOD problems, stuff like that. That would be a blessing for some folks. Best low profile floor jack for the money, Daytona Harbor Freight. Man, I got a 4-ton. It's right here. I've got a Napa version, but that one right there is a beast. It's a hoss. It works perfectly. It's cheap. It don't break the bank. And it's always in stock. Hands down. Go Daytona. I don't care what nobody says about Harbor Freight. Replace the transmission because of the oil change. Oh, that sucks, Walter. That's true. You gotta lube them O-rings. Yeah, I actually like the Icon stuff too. The sockets are a little soft. You know, the chrome sockets will wear out faster than I think, you know, a lot of the other brands will. But I mean, really, dude, for the money, who cares? They're a lifetime warranty. When they start wearing out, just take them back. Get some new ones. Have some new bling bling in your box, right? Yeah, I've had great luck out of my Harbor Freight jack. I'm not even gonna lie about it. It works really good. You know, I bought the Napa jack because I was like, man, I don't think I want to do the Harbor Freight stuff, you know, blah, blah, blah. Best choice I made, period, hands down. Icon ratchets are good. We proved that in a video where we used a solid head snap-on against the flex head Icon, and it matched it dollar for dollar. And that's the recall ratchet that was supposedly having issues, right? Son of a gun hung in there like a hair in a biscuit, boys. It took it like a man and asked for more. We've actually been pretty lucky with the tornadoes where I live. Everybody around us has not been so lucky, but we have been. What's up, Mike Swindale? Mike, are you coming to the Meetup Memorial Day weekend, May the 29th, this Saturday, the Saturday of the Memorial Day weekend? Man, you know Icon will be around. Like, I don't see Hard Freight doing away with that because they got a whole team of engineers, product guys. I think they'll be around for a while. I don't see them not. Yeah, I've heard that my whole life, and finally, one day, we was eating in a restaurant, and there was a hair and a biscuit, so I thought, I'm going to pull this out and see what this old saying's about. You can't. You'll never pull it out. Hang in there like a hair and a biscuit, buddy. You there. You can't pull them out. I hope to come down after the meetup to pick up the toolbox. I appreciate that. Man, I was Icon box. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a really good build quality. It's nice. It's a really nice box. I think for the money, a guy could buy a used Snap-on box for that. But if he was looking for a new toolbox, man, especially now the way they've cut them in prices, those Icon boxes are fine. I debated buying one actually. If they would have the discounts they have now, I would own the Icon setup. I would have got two 72 inches and done just like this one. Right there. I've done a locker, 72-inch box with a top box, just like that, a locker, and then a 72-inch bottom box with another locker. That was my plans to do, but they didn't have the discounts, and after I configured all of that and everything, this box wasn't that bad priced out of the ballpark. But I did want a 31-inch box too. If they made that box in 36-inch depths, that's what I'd get, because that depth really makes a difference. You don't think it will, but you can go from a 28-inch box to a 30-inch box, and it's a huge difference. Imagine going from a 25-inch box to a 31-inch box. It makes a world of difference, especially like in your socket drawers and your wrench drawers and stuff like that. And those lockers, put all your cases and bigger crap in. Like, let me show you. Like, do you know how much room would be wasted in a regular toolbox just in what's in this drawer right here? Snap-on coolant tester, adapters, coolant refill, AC sniffer. This here is the kit. Like, do you know how much room would be wasted in one box just because of these cases? Like, that's a half of a Husky toolbox, a normal Husky toolbox that you buy somewhere. Bam, right there, one drawer. And like, this is nice because you can pull it out. You get my this is the new Matco ball joint press. It's easy to get to. It's great. Perfect. So it saves a ton of space by having that ability with those lockers. So if a guy's ever on the fence or considering is a locker worth it, yes sir, right there is living proof. What's up, Power Stroke Jude? Man, you can come out to this meetup. Let me tell you what they've done. It started way back in the day, probably in the 50s or so. They got these things called aeroplanes. They're not spelled aeroplanes, they're spelled airplanes. But this is how it works, Power Stroke. You buy these things they call tickets, and they have a boarding pass on them. You drive to this place where all the airport, it's called an airport, that's where all the airplanes park. And you go out there and you get on an airplane and it flies from California and it lands here. And in just a couple of hours, you'll be at the meetup. That's the secret. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, Power Stroke. So now you have no excuse, no excuse, no excuse. So it's like checkers now, Power Stroke. It's your move. I showed you the secret how to get here. That's all you got to do is jump on one of those aeroplanes and go. And what's awesome about the whole thing about the meetup, we got this guy that's going to be there. And it's going to be a treat for a lot of people to meet. His name is Cooter Malone. He's going to be here. And I'm hoping maybe he'll be in a good mood and we can set him down. Memphis is the biggest international airport here. We do have a local airport. But hopefully we'll get Cooter to come in here and he can sign autographs for everybody. That's right, Power Stroke. You got it, buddy. But hopefully Cooter will sign autographs for people. And that way somebody will be able to retire one day with Cooter's autograph. $10 a pop, he says. But all the tool trucks are going to be here. Hamilton's going to be here tentatively. And if he doesn't show up this year, because Hamilton's bad about like, yeah, I'll come. And then right before that, oh man, my daughter got a ball game, because Hamilton's really big into sports with his kids. And I'm never going to judge that guy for that. That's where he needs to be in his life. He's doing the right thing. We have a backup Snap-on dealer, and you guys got to meet him I got to see him on this channel, Herschel. And he's got a crazy amount of inventory on his truck. So if he doesn't show up, there'll definitely be a Snap-on truck here full of tools. Matt Michael will be here. Mac Daddy Mac will be here. Michael Boone. Joe will probably be here. We're going to have Dan, the RBRT guy, is going to be here. We're got a Killer Bandit's going to be here. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's the best stubby torques and Allen set for the money? RBRT. If you want something that'll work. If you want something that'll get stripped out stuff out and not strip out stuff. But Dan's going to be here demoing some of the tools. And I think him and Michael Boone's got a little special something going on where they're going to probably be offering some discounts on some RBRT stuff. So, man, I love Nick Murillo. I actually just bought the new, it's actually made by Matco, the power supply or whatever. It just came in today. Got it on charge next door. I actually bought that from Nick. I love Nick. Good guy. Hope the county jail makes room for everyone. I don't reckon nobody's going to be going to jail. Sorry about that. People call during a live stream like I'm talking. Like, you got to look on YouTube. Make sure I ain't on a live stream. But yeah, Joe's going to need some. Yeah, I did talk to Hamilton about that. So you need to come out here, Power Stroke. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. It'll be good. String bean, if I put it on airplane mode, how am I going to, will you bring me one of them bottled waters? If I put it on airplane mode, it won't work with the Wi-Fi, will it? I don't know. See, that's why I use a real camera. Because these Celica phones is too complicated. Like they got too many ifs, ands, or buts with them. I'm not. The brown bottle water. Or a can of it. The barley water. What is the nicest truck to work on? Thank you. Man, I don't know. I like the one that I have the most experience with, because that's what I work most, is the, like the Peterbilts. People call them baseball helmet Peterbilts or whatever. 384s, that kind of stuff. That's what I like wearing on the best, because that's what I've done the most of. Mr. Joe's got plans on getting a brand new truck, from what I've gathered from him. And no BMK, it's just regular old vape juice. It ain't none of that. It ain't none of that hippie juice. Now I'll do this barley water, but I ain't gonna do the hippie juice. Yeah. Yeah, I like the barley water. The doctor did tell me to drink 2 of them a day. It was good for my kidneys. So, if you don't take advice from your doctor and do what they say, you can't ever get better, and you can't blame the man, because he told you what to do. Yeah, that's one good thing about Milwaukee. But, DeWalt's the same way. DeWalt's got everything Milwaukee's got, I think. Heck no, String Bean. I don't drink that girly beer. What I want to know is, why ain't you coming? And you ain't got no excuse not to come. That's right. You need to come on over here, String Bean. No, I didn't get the snap-on transmission jack. I've got the Carlisle. It's the air assist one. It's great. Great. How much do you think you have spent on tools in your life? I don't know. $25 a week. $25 a week. That's it. $25 a week. Well, actually, it's the amount of it that you drink, I think, that gets you in trouble. It's not necessarily the fermentation process that gets you in trouble. I have a Tecton 1/4-inch set. That's the only tools I own by Tecton, and they seem pretty good. I did a video on them where I compared them against the Blue Point set, and they're great. Especially for the money. Yeah, String Bean's got more cordless tools than I do. I'm still an air tool guy. Man, I love air tools. I love pneumatic impacts. I'll always, until they make battery impacts light and as strong as air, I don't see air ever going anywhere. I did not pick up the snap-on super stubby ratchets. No, I didn't. But I like air. You know, I hear guys that work at tires. Now, just think about it. Hear me out. Hear me out on this one, okay? I know guys that work at tire shops. Tire shops. Tire shops. What do all car tires have in them? Right? And they say, I don't want to drag around an air hose. That's why I use batteries to take the wheels off. I want to see this battery powered air inflator that you use that's fast enough to change tires for a living all day long. Come on now. If you work in a tire shop, there's air hoses everywhere. At least they are here. But I see these guys, they step over air hoses to walk over and pick up a battery gun, come right back beside the air hose and burp, 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 burp. And then they fuss because there's water in the floor and they laid their air or their battery gun down in water. I'm like, dude, you got an air, it don't hurt an air gun. Throw that sucker in a bucket of water. It ain't gonna hurt it. That's the generation though. I like air. It's strong, it's fast, it's tough, it's light. The batteries don't go dead. Man, it don't bother me at all. Get you some of those hose reels and put them from the roof. Does not bother me at all. I like it. I'll always be a fan of air. What's up, Travis Ritchie? I'm a fan of the air. And I don't get that because air compressors are cheap. When you consider the work that an air compressor does, it's cheap. Dirt cheap. Especially if you service them. I mean, they last forever. I pull mine down, as you can see it. Let me just show you. That way you can understand the way I do it. Just the way I like it. Like, we've got these things mounted here. You just pull it down. You can just lift it there. You just drag it under there and I'll plug it into these and you go to work. And then when you're tired of it being in the way, there you go. Out of the way. That's the way I roll. And I got another one back here, like right beside every single vehicle that we have that we'd work on, and the average spots that you'd work on. And then when we're done our air line, we put drops in so you can add them. As you see, we got one back there. Got an air drop here, air drop there, air drop there, air drop there, hose reel there, air drop, air drop, air drop, air drop, air drop. We got another air hose there and an air hose right there. So that's how it works. I like it that way. Yeah, the Milwaukee stubby stout, man. But if you don't have the 2767, 2779, sorry, 2767 from Milwaukee. 2779, you should get. That thing has got some balls. Cordless air compressor. Come on, stream me. I seen it. Matt Sled showed it on the video. You need to do it like I did mine, Donald. You think a horizontal is the way to go, but it takes up the whole bed. Build you a vertical one like I did. Takes up way less footprint. You got like a 18-inch by 18-inch footprint versus a 4-foot long by 18-inch footprint. Bolt it down, do the right thing, bolt it down, and there you go. Takes up way less room in your bed, and you can have it for a fraction of the cost. All you got to do is come up with your motor. All you got to have is the pulley system off of the electric one and the gas. Like, get somebody that's got an old electric compressor that the electric motors went out on. Cheap. They'd give them to you most time if you go pick them up. Build you a bracket like we did, mount that motor on it, and there you go. I showed it in the Toolbox, the service truck tour. That's the cheapest way to have a gas-mounted compressor. Like, literally, dude, seriously, you could buy a brand new Predator engine for like 99 bucks at Harbor Freight. And you'll find those compressors. People will give them to you because the motors are bad in them. And it's super easy to convert them to a gas-powered engine. Would you like me to walk over there and show you what I'm talking about? Because, like, you can do it in a half a day, easy. Like, you could seriously have less than $200 all in on a complete gas-powered setup. And it looks pretty good, too. Takes up way less room in your bed. Cheap. 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 All right. I'll show you. Because it works good. And it's cheap. Did I mention to tell you that it's cheap? Because it's cheap. All right. So, all right. Can y'all see in here? So you can see this is a horizontal compressor. Now this came off, this is a Ingersoll Rand compressor, Honda motor. It was mounted on an Ingersoll horizontal tank. The tank had a bad spot in it, it was rusted out. So here we go. This was an old cheap Walmart compressor. I don't remember what brand it is. It probably tells on here somewhere. There you go, Campbell Hosfeld. That's what this was, electric compressor. You know, like one of those $149 Walmart compressors. That's what that was. It's bolted to the truck bed with rubber so it don't make as much vibration. And you can see how we built the bracket. This was the factory bracket. This is all that we had. We fabricated this up. You can see the belt tensioner. It slides here, right here, back and forth to keep the belt tight. Mounted it to it. You can see how it's done. And the air line simply does like any other compressor and feeds right into the top. Way less room than a horizontal compressor, and it works perfectly. And the way we did it, you see it's got a big hose here for a 1-inch gun. And then that's going to the external storage tank that we have. That's another 30 gallons or so. There's the regulator, or the pressure gauge. And it also feeds this hose reel. So you just pull it out, and you go. That, sir, is how you can build an air compressor for your truck for less than, say, 200 bucks. And it works great. And it's cheap. Did I mention it was cheap? Because that's like the main purpose of that thing. Like, it's cheap. It's effective. It's cheap. It don't take up a big old footprint. It's cheap. Oh yeah, it's cheap. So there you go. Easy to do, but just that was just some scrap metal that we had. You know, it was a piece of channel off of. I think it come off of a headache rack on a truck that we took off for a guy that didn't want. Throw a couple of welds on it, make it fit your needs. Well, I never had a professional career. I had a trucking company, and I worked on a lot of my own trucks. And then when I sold my trucking company, we had the shop. We did a lot of stuff, you know, because a lot of times trucks would need stuff, but it wasn't worth taking to the shop. You know, like wiring issues, mud flaps, brakes, tires, that kind of thing. And as you start working on trucks, you get more confident, like, hey, I can fix that AC. So you get an AC machine, right? And you learn how to fix the AC. And then like, oh, power steering line's leaking. Okay, I can do that. Oh, pit manifolds wore out. Oh, I can do that. You know, and then you progress into more and more and more. Like, you know, I got pretty good at working on reefers, like really good at working on reefers, because I didn't have the money to pay somebody, because the closest reefer repair service that we had here, we had one guy that kind of worked remote out of Tupelo, which is about 40 miles, but you had to contact them through Memphis. So they would charge you a service call, you know, to come from Memphis. And it gets really expensive really quick when you're paying a guy to drive 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours to your shop to work on stuff. And it is what it is, right? So after I sold my trucking company, the agreement was with the guy that I sold it to that I'd work for him for at least 12 months. And then he wanted to move to Tupelo, and I ended up keeping the shop because it was on my name. It was under my lease. I wasn't willing to let it go. So I just kept the shop. Man, I kind of do what I want to do when I want to do it, Tariq. I mean, that's the honest truth. I have nothing more to say about that. Like, if I don't want to do a job, I'm not going to do it. Flat out, I ain't going to do it. You know, if you've got a shop and you can weld, like, you can make enough money here piddling on stuff like welding little trailer repairs, putting fenders on, oil change here, this here, that there, especially now with, well, thank you, Power Stroke Jude. I appreciate that. Like I say, you need to come. There's a thing called airplane. Google it. Airplane. So, I do appreciate that super chat, Power Stroke. You shouldn't have done that. I do. Thank you very much for that. But, you know, you can make enough money here just doing piddling stuff, especially now that it's starting to get warm, charging up ACs, fixing lines, you know, find my leak on my system. It's usually an O-ring, super easy, super cheap. Like, I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't let the business dictate what I want to do. Like, if I feel like, hey, I'll do that brake job today, I'll do it. Okay, I'll put your caliper on. But if I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it. And I like that. I like the fact, I like the freedom of that. You know, and anybody could do the same thing. Like, if you're willing to work, you can make money at doing anything. Like, I make a lot of money for another shop just scanning trucks for him, because he doesn't have a scanner and he don't want to buy one and he don't know how to use one. Like, he'll send a truck up here for me to regen, you know. I go out there and plug it up, walk away from it, don't touch it for an hour and a half till it finishes, you know, and I made $100. So that's kind of how I look at it. You know, I'll do what I want to do when I want to do it, you know. And I've got I bought a DPF cleaning machine. I'm the only one around here that's got one. You see it right there? I mean, that's a money-making system. Yes, it was a lot of money. It was 15 grand right there. But when you're the only one around that's got one, you know, guys will bring you their DPF. It's already out of the truck. Or they'll send it here and you take it out yourself. I keep all the gaskets. I buy them in bulk. You get them at a discount. And You know, pull them out, shove them in there, hit a button. Hey, it does its thing for a couple of hours. When it's done, go over and take it out, put the next one in, you know. So that's right. Like the guys that bring them to me already out, yeah, they get a super huge discount because I have to do nothing other than open the machine, stick it in there, mash a button. That's it. That's all I have to do. Nothing else. You know, if I have to take it out, yeah, I'll charge them, you know, the $80 an hour, you know, and I'll work at whatever pace I feel like that day. And if they don't like it, take it to a dealership. Let them take it out. Let them send it to Memphis the next day and get it done, where you can bring it here and we'll do it the same day. But I'm going to work on it on my pace, you know, and that's just how it is. And that's, if people don't like it, you don't have to bring it here, you know. I make a living sitting here sharpening lawnmower blades on a bench grinder. It is what it is. But anyway, the JD Tico Premier is fixing to come. So y'all all need to go watch Nick Morello's video in the next 15 minutes on Jersey Discount Tools and tell him I sent you, and tell him what's up. Let him know that you came from this live stream. Nick's a good dude. You'll like him. He's funny. He's a cool cat. Got a lot of good tools and a lot of good money. What's up, James Watkins? So, speaking of that, do you have my blades done yet? Yeah, Nick's a good dude. So y'all go watch him and tell him that I sent you over there and tell him what's up. But you guys be cool, and I am turning this bad boy off and calling it a day. Y'all be sweet, and we'll catch you